I talk a lot about the habits of wealthy people. I'm actually writing a book called Rich Brain, which is how the wealthy change their brain to change their bank account, right? So it's these traits of wealthy people that I've learned in over 2,500 interviews with millionaires, average net worth of over 2 million. And they're larger than life, some of them. They're super smart, right? They're good at math. Some of them have jets, right? That's the best qualities of them, right? Actually, no, that's not the best quality, right? The best quality that a lot of these wealthy people have is humility. Right? Humility. Well, what actually is humility? Humility is letting your ego, getting your ego out of the way so you can learn in any situation, you can grow, and everything is used to make you better, right? So we're going to get into why humility is incredible, why it's not talked about a lot. Let's jump in. Let's go. I'm excited about it. All right, so my name is Bronson Hill, the CEO of Bronson Equity. We buy apartments like this, as well as cash flowing businesses, oil and gas deals to provide tax benefits, cash flow appreciation for investors just like you. You can check the link below and check that out. And the first thing I want to say is that humility is really, it's to keep us learning, right? The humility to keep us learning. This is a secret of people that are wealthy. This is what it does. If you're somebody who knows it all, right? This is something that you already got it all figured out. Many people have this approach, right? They know what works, they know what doesn't work, and it can seem on the surface, oh, that's really great. I know what I do, I know what works for me. But the challenge is you're never going to learn. You're never going to go to the next level unless you're actually open to what someone else has to say. We can really learn from anyone. This has been said. The founder of Jiu-Jitsu, last name Gracie, asked to be buried in a white belt to symbolize that he was going to be a learner. Even in death, right? Even as he learned, and he was, a master at this. He created this martial arts, and the Gracie family is just, about jiu-jitsu. He was incredible, right? And so having that attitude of being a learner. Socrates, even one of the smartest guys that has lived, said he would show up in a setting and he just started asking questions. I don't know anything. What do you know? Right? And he would not come to share his knowledge. He would just come to ask questions. And he realized there was so much power in just simply being open and asking questions and learning. Right? So people that are wealthy or successful, often they have this attitude of learning where they're constantly looking at growing and finding ways to learn from others. The second thing really is humility really builds stronger teams. Now you can say, as a passive investor, why do I need to have a strong team? Well, you don't typically invest, especially if you're passive, you don't just invest on your own, right? You'll have an operator you work with, you'll have a tax person you work with, you'll have an attorney you work with, you'll have friends that will bring you deals that you refer deals to, you'll have your family you're trying to teach wealth principles. And so having this idea of team is super, super powerful because it allows you to collaborate, it allows you to get better. And if I'm on a team, and if you ever played on a soccer team or you played on a baseball team or something growing up, and somebody was kind of they knew they were great, or maybe they played basketball and they didn't want to share the ball with anybody, they wanted to be a ball hog. It's just not a fun place to be. So really that ego is the enemy, right? When we have a strong ego, it makes us less able to connect with others, and wealthy people find a way to just be humble. And if they have a challenge, they go through a loss, maybe they've had a loss in an investment, and the longer you invest, you will have a loss. It's not if, it's typically when. And when you do, it's what do you learn from that? Do you blame other people? Do you say, oh, it's this, it's that, whatever? Or do you say, hey, you know what? Here's the lesson I can learn from this. And I'm so grateful that I learned this, right? So that next time going forward, I can not make this mistake. I can go this way and do it a different way. So there's lots of examples of people that are teachable, approachable, but I think, I'm sure you probably know some in your life of people that you can come to them and share things with them, and they don't get offended, right? They're grateful that you brought this to their attention. So those are a couple of things. Humility also involves the power of gratitude and sustained success, right? So if I'm humble, I'm going to be grateful. I'm going to be somebody who's a reverent person who says, wow, like I went for a walk this morning, for example, and I'm just so grateful. Like each morning I go walk in my neighborhood, and I live in a nice neighborhood. I'm grateful. I'm like, wow, look at these trees, look at the greenery, look at the houses. I get to live and enjoy where I'm at. I don't live in Beverly Hills, I don't live in some mansion or anything, but I live in a place I'm just very grateful for where I live, right? So I'm really able to engage with just celebrating what I'm able to be a part of. So humility helps you to keep learning, helps you to keep a mindset of gratitude, and it helps you not to take it for granted. Because any day, you could lose health, you could lose your wealth, you could lose relationships, you could lose things in your life. And the human nature is we don't realize what we have until it's threatened or it's taken away. So I hope that you live a life of gratitude. I hope that you find a way to be humble and grateful. And many people actually, Robert Kiyosaki is one example, he's gone bankrupt multiple times, right? So there's people that have losses in major, major ways, but it's keeping that attitude of learning, keeping the attitude of humility to grow from everything that you grow through. So just to sum it up is if you can do this, if you can have this attitude of humility, it will help you to be more and more successful. No matter what happens in the short run, you're learning, you're growing. And this quote is, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. That's by the author C.S. Lewis, who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia. And then if you want to check out this video, Think Like the Rich, this is another about mindset for being wealthy. I highly recommend it. It's got some great things here that I didn't share in this video. Check it out here. And if you haven't joined our investment club, please check it out. It's the only way you can hear about just really off-market, unique deals that we really can't share publicly. And we're finding some amazing stuff in the oil and gas space, multifamily, and other sort of businesses that we're buying that are cash flowing businesses. So check that out down below. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.